So, like I said, they started me on chemo the night before, and they're after the bone marrow biopsy, another doctor came in. I believe that I met her this day. I'm not too sure, but she was my attending, one of them, Dr. Zhu, and she came in and she was like, okay, well, we're starting on the Dana-Farber protocol. It's all these stupid liquid chemotherapy drugs and like methylhextrate and I don't even know, vincristine and crazy ones. Like if you search it up or something, it was invented by some doctor in the States. That's why it's called Dana-Farber. So I got my IV, and I think that was the day that they put in a central line in my arm. And I have my scar right there. You can't really see it. I have a lot of scars. I'll be showing you all of them. They put in a line there so that they didn't have to, because IVs only stay in for a week maximum, whereas this line can stay in for a month or I think it was a month maximum, and that was their predicted time for me living in the hospital. So yeah, I just got started on chemotherapy, and I just remember the doctor coming in just being like, well, we have to talk about some risks with chemotherapy. Of course there are risks with it. Why would she even say something like that? And I was just like, okay, I'm listening, and I was really nice. I'm not mean to doctors, it's just some of the stuff they do is just stupid. So she comes in and she's like, well, your hair is gonna start falling out in 2 weeks once because chemotherapy targets all of your fast growing cells, so my nails, my hair follicles, blood, and pretty much anything that keeps my body healthy and alive targets. So here I go with basically destroying my body to keep myself alive, if that makes any sense. And I barely remember the next 2 weeks. It was just such a blur, and I was in the hospital, transferred to a different room. I was in a room with another patient, and by the first week, actually the first week wasn't that bad. I was still, the drug wasn't hitting me as bad as it did the second week, but everyone was coming into the hospital and visiting me, and it was just I got so much attention, I didn't know what to do with it. All my friends were coming. I got a teddy bear from my friend Russell, which I still have. I remember a few months before I was in the hospital, I actually donated all my teddy bears. I had probably a bed full of teddy bears. I donated all of them to this toy run that my sister was doing, on motorcycles. And now I have all of them back because everyone gave me teddy bears. Everyone. Because I wasn't allowed to have flowers, even though they're one of my favorite things in the world, because of the germs. So all my friends were coming, and just people that I didn't really talk to that heard, and it was a lot of attention, and I didn't know what to do with it because I didn't know why everyone was so coming together and trying to support me, because I didn't know how hard it would be. This is really hard talking about it anyways, as you can tell. And I never really tell anyone about what I was feeling the whole time. I just sort of, in speeches that I've done, I just sort of tell people what they want to hear. Yeah, I'm so strong, and by the end of the first week, I was starting to feel pretty fucking sorry for myself, and that's pathetic to say, but I asked Dustin every night, why did this happen to me? What did I do wrong? But he said nothing. He said, it's just in my DNA and there's nothing. Well, actually, he didn't even know that at that time. He just said it's just a fluke. Like, a lot of people have cancer. And I guess my family didn't want to tell me this, but the doctors actually told them that I was terminal. And I guess they gave me like 6 months to live from my diagnosis just because my blood was just that bad. And I actually found this out a month ago, and I'm happy that no one told me, because if I'd known that, I probably would have given up. If you're in my position, what would you do if you had known that you were supposed to die? So here I am feeling sorry for myself, and oh, why am I in this position? Like, it's more emotional than that, but I'm just trying to stay away from the tears. And so I'm feeling sorry for myself before I even find out how much worse it can be. Going into my second week, started like passing out. Like, I remember I tried going for a walk because I was just like in my bed for so long. I think for like 3 days once, and I was just so tired, so fatigued. And then my sister Kim, she wanted to go for a walk with me. I don't even know what I had to eat that day. I think I had like scrambled eggs or something. Like, I was still eating pretty decently, so we went for a walk, and I remember trying to walk. Like, we were like at the elevators, and I had to sit down because I was so tired. Like, I don't even. Yeah, I sat down at this little phone booth thing, like right beside the elevators, and then I was like, okay, let's go back. So she's like, okay, like, are you sure you don't want to walk further? So then I was like, no, like, I'm so tired. So she walked me back, and then right before we went like back into the ward, we like hit 5F, and we were like going to the 5F4 place, and I just like threw up, and I passed out, and everyone came running, and I passed out and smelled like eggs, and I think I threw up on like a chair or something. It was pretty disgusting. But then they brought me back into my bed, into my room in my bed, and like, I remember doing some kind of heart test. And, like, so many people have seen me naked at this point, it just doesn't even matter anymore. And yeah, they started doing this heart test, and I guess I don't really remember the next few times. Like, I'm trying to do this all off memory, like, I'm not writing anything down, but there's a lot of things that, like, I draw blanks on. So I remember trying to go to the bathroom, or no, oh no, I passed out again. This was like maybe a week later or something, or a few days later, and I passed out again, and I think I just stood up, and then I was just out cold. Then the doctors, like, or the nurses, they put a bedpan, because I was like, okay, I really need to go to the bathroom once I came to. And I was like, I need to go to the bathroom, and they're like, okay, well, you're not allowed to get up, so we'll just put a bedpan here. And I'm not going in a fucking bedpan. Like, I think that's disgusting, and I wouldn't want to subject anyone, not even like, even if it's their job description, like a nurse, to clean up my shit. Like, so anyone who's trying to become a nurse, that's what you're getting yourself into. So I refused, and they put it on me anyways, and I just held it in until, like, they said, I guess an hour or 2 hours later, they'd see if I was okay to get up. So I waited. I really had to go to the bathroom. Like, I had to piss like a fucking racehorse, and they wouldn't let me go, because I'm not going in a fucking bedpan. So 2 hours later, they actually forgot about the bedpan. I was just sleeping, right? I just fell asleep, and they forgot about it, and I'm just like, oh, am I allowed to go to the bathroom now? And they're like, oh my god, we left the bedpan under you. How'd you fall asleep? And I was like, I don't know, maybe just because I, like, fainted, and my body's fucking tired as shit. I didn't say that, but that's what I was thinking. Or at least that's what I'm thinking now. So, stupid little things like that. There was a lot of complications with everything. So at this point, it's week 2. Things are getting pretty shitty. I don't really know what to say, I guess. I had mouth sores. Do you know what that is? It's when inside your mouth, everything burns and everything. The only thing you can have is like milk. I tried eating buttered chicken one day and I still had mouth sores. They gave me this thing. It's called Akabutos, and it's an anesthetic, and you just swish it around. It's a mouth rinse. So I swished it around. I tried to eat this buttered chicken from Walkbox on White Ave, and it's just burning my mouth, and I'm just like so determined to eat it because I'm starving, and I love East Indian food, and I love like every kind of food. So I'm trying to eat this, and it's not working. That was another really funny night, but I think by the end of the week my spirits were so crushed, and I didn't know what I was supposed to do. But I do remember one day I woke up and I was just like, I am fucking shaving my head today. No one's gonna stop me, because my hair is coming out in like fucking clumps and so disgusting. And I didn't shower for a week, I remember that too, and I felt gross. So I was like, I'm gonna shower today, but first I'm gonna shave my head. But first I'm waiting for Dustin to come so that he can still see me with my hair one last time. And so I waited, and I didn't tell the nurses, and I didn't tell my sister that I wanted to shave my head. But then finally I was just like, when Dustin showed up, I was like, okay, I want to shave my head. I don't want to shower until my head's shaved, because I don't want it to like fall off my head and like clog the drains or something. So the nurse just took a buzzer out and like started buzzing at the back right here, started going up, and soon I was bald. So this is me before. This is November of 2009. I'm so pretty. This is one of my grad pictures I gave to Dustin. I still have that dress. But anyways, so this is me now. I'll find a picture from when I was in the hospital. I don't know, I gained a lot of weight too. It was sort of gross, but yeah, I shaved my head. And it's like I tried telling I did this speech for my school, and I forgot to say my diagnosis date was March 26th, not May 26th. Stupid me. So this speech I did, it was like June 3rd, Carnival for the Cure. Anyone from Shep represent. And I told everyone, like, it's not outer beauty that matters, it's inner beauty, and I see that now that, like, I pretty much am dying. It's like, everyone is so beautiful, and it's so true, because you don't know what people go through. Some people will bare their souls, sort of like I am right now, and some people will keep it in, sort of like I did for the whole year. You don't know. You never know. You can't judge people by just how they look. It's like everyone will have a different case, a different life. So for the people that are lurking, or like lurk Facebook pictures and like, oh my god, that girl is such a slut. It's like, you don't know her unless you do know her, which is different. This is getting really long. I'm sorry. But yeah, so I was bald, and it was like the worst day of my life. But then it got better. My mouth sores started going away, and I had Wendy's chicken strips that day. Which is, for someone with mouth sores, that's pretty hard to fucking swallow. But once I shaved my head, everything started feeling so much better. I think that was the day that my mouth sore started receding and my blood count started going up. So it's getting better.